The co-pilot was constantly massaging the captain to keep him warm and alert because they had encountered the type of weather clouds that all pilots fear the most, cumulonimbus clouds. Once an airplane enters a cumulonimbus cloud, it's like being thrown into a washing machine. The violent air currents can cause the plane to lose control. The outcome could either be that the plane can't withstand the intense forces and breaks apart, or it gets struck by lightning and crashes. But if they turned back, the plane's oxygen and fuel wouldn't be enough to make it. In this terrible situation, the captain decided to turn around and circle in the area. When the passengers realized the plane was flying in circles, they all became very scared. On the other side, the captain almost passed out because of the continuous cold, but he knew he was responsible for the lives of hundreds of people and the happiness of many families. He had the duty to get all the passengers back to the ground safely. Suddenly, he flew the plane quickly into the cloud mass. It turned out that the captain had been circling nearby, waiting for a gap to open in the clouds. With lightning flashing and thunder roaring, the plane moved forward in the strong air currents, like a little boat that could sink at any moment. The ground staff were closely watching the plane's movements, but because of the lightning and thunder inside the clouds, and the hail that started falling from the sky, just as the plane was about to break through the clouds, the dark clouds closed again, and the radar lost track of the plane. The plane went missing, and the ground staff felt more nervous than ever. They kept calling out, hoping to get a response from the plane, but there was none. After a long, anxious wait, the radar finally showed the plane's signal again. The captain had successfully flown the plane out of the cloud mass. The control center breathed a sigh of relief. Ahead of the plane was a long range of mountains. The captain pushed the control stick forward, lifted the nose of the plane, and flew up into the clouds. The passengers' faces were filled with smiles of relief. At this point, the plane successfully descended to an altitude of 3,100 meters, where the oxygen supply was more sufficient. The co-pilot took off his oxygen mask and tried to contact the ground control center. The plane now had to make an emergency landing at the nearest airport. But because the flight distance had been cut short, the fuel hadn't been used up, and the plane was overweight. An overweight landing is not only difficult but also dangerous. Various rescue teams had already rushed to the area and were on standby. The captain lowered the plane's landing gear to prepare for the emergency landing. The chief flight attendant announced over the PA system for everyone to get ready for a possible impact. But the descent speed was too fast, and the reverse thrusters failed, so they had to rely on the braking system to slow down. The tires couldn't withstand the intense heat from the high-pressure friction and exploded. In the end, the three of them managed to pull down the reverse thrusters, and the plane finally stopped just short of the end of the runway. The plane landed safely,